What would you do if you had access to certain information in your work and you knew that all this information is worth millions of dollars? It could be your chance to become a millionaire, and you would feel like exploiting this attractive opportunity if your company treats its employees badly or offers them low wages or lousy working conditions. The other option would be following moral ethics, being loyal to your employer and ignoring this opportunity. The truth is that each employee has power within a company, and each one decides what to do with their work. Employees have the capacity to bring huge profits, or on the contrary, cause huge losses to the company. This is the story of an employee who cost his company $4 billion in losses. The most dangerous employee in history. It is common for big companies to receive thousands of cyber attacks every day, and they have to do their best to withstand all kinds of attacks. However, many times companies are victims of insider threats. This happened to Ubiquiti Networks, a technology company valued at more than $17 billion and has thousands of employees. The company manufactures and sells wireless communication products. On January 7, 2021, the company received a ransom email in which a cybercriminal threatened to leak company's confidential information, and he had infiltrated into the company's systems, including its IT infrastructure. The cybercriminal stole sensitive company information as he had access to their Amazon servers and GitHub account. In exchange for returning the confidential information and not publishing or using it, he requested a sum of 50 bitcoins. This amount of cryptocurrency represented around $1.9 million at that time. However, the company acted with caution and began to analyze its systems to verify the allegedly stolen information. To do this, they assigned a team of computer and cybersecurity experts who would analyze the scope of damage caused by the intruder. One of the important members of this team was Nicholas Sharp, who was responsible for software development and cloud infrastructure security. Nicholas, 36 years old, had graduated from the University of Arizona in 2008 and worked for multiple companies. Due to his experience, in 2015 he arrived at Ominto. Then in 2016 he worked at WeLocalize. And next year he worked for Amazon as a software development engineer. And in August 2018 he was hired by Ubiquiti Networks, where he got a senior position. This position provided Nicholas with great responsibility as he had access to databases, credentials, and servers, where the company stored a lot of sensitive information. With this position, Nicholas had finally achieved what he had always wanted. He had worked for so many years to achieve his goal. However, when he finally achieved his goal, it did not meet his expectations. He liked his work, but he still felt unmotivated. Since his work consumed most of his time, he did not have time for his personal life. He was not able to go out with friends and his girlfriend. Neither could he spend time with his family, as he lived far from them due to the job. And he wasn't a millionaire like he imagined when he started his career. After the cyber attack, Nicholas was working to trace the infiltrator. Nicholas, together with the assigned team, detected that this cybercriminal had left almost no traces behind him, which made their investigation difficult. They detected that confidential information had been stolen. Large amounts of data was copied by the intruder, and he had misconfigured several systems. January 9th, 2021 was the deadline that this cybercriminal gave the company to make the payment of the 50 bitcoins. And because the company did not carry out the transaction, they received threatening messages like, "If there are no bitcoins, there is no deal." Soon after, the intruder attached a public link where some of the information he had stolen from the company was uploaded. Along with his team, Nicholas managed to quickly take down the website where the information had been published. A few weeks passed without knowing anything about the cybercriminal, but in the meantime, they kept collecting the evidence and restoring the damaged systems. The company reported this whole event to the FBI, attaching the evidence they had obtained so the case could be investigated with the help of the law. The FBI department continued studying the case for weeks, and eventually they found new evidence to get to the cybercriminal. Although they also detected that there were some inconsistencies in the case. However, they continued with the investigation. Around March 24th, 2021, FBI agents broke into Nicholas's home and seized certain electronic devices, as well as other belongings. The FBI was acting as if Nicholas was guilty and decided to question him as he had access to the stolen information. While questioning, Nicholas Sharp claimed, under oath, that he was not the one who had attacked the company where he worked. He was later asked about a VPN service that was used by the cybercriminal to attack the company, which curiously coincided with one that Nicholas had also bought around July 2020. However, he kept denying the allegations, adding that someone else had probably made that purchase of the VPN with his PayPal account, since he had not used it for more than 5 years. Nicholas was very angry, because even though he was doing his best to fix the damage caused by the cyber attack, he was being framed for a serious crime. He went to the company where he worked to speak with his superiors about why he was being accused of the attack. He mentioned that he knew that he had access to sensitive information, but that in no way he would leak it or misuse it. After the search warrant at Nicholas's house, a few weeks passed. But on March 30th and 31st, several false and misleading news stories about the company were published. There were news and articles in local and state papers, and all these went viral. In the news, an anonymous source from the affected company revealed that they had worked to remediate the incident, which was serious. But the company made it look like a minor incident so that its shares on the stock market would not fall. This anonymous person told newspapers that customer data was at risk and claimed that cyber criminals had access to millions of customer devices. Due to this news, the company's shares plummeted 20%, which represented a loss of $4 billion of market capitalization on the New York Stock Exchange, and it turned out to be a devastating blow for the company. After this, the company issued a press statement in which the company claimed to be working hard, together with the FBI, to reach the ultimate consequences and locate the culprit of the attack. The FBI reviewed the access logs of the servers and found that there were 3 IP addresses which were connected to the servers. One belonged to the company, another to Nicholas's house, and the third was from a VPN. However, they detected something very strange. When the cybercriminal was downloading and cloning the data using the VPN, there was a moment where the VPN was disconnected, and Nicholas's home IP appeared. And then the VPN IP was reconnected. That caused suspicions against Nicholas to grow, so they investigated him directly and found that he was looking to change jobs and move to another state. He had applied for a higher position in another company, to which he had offered the confidential information that had been stolen. With all this evidence, the FBI focused the case against him, and after a week, they concluded that he was the one responsible for the attack. Nicholas Sharp, 36, is being sued for 4 charges. The first charge is for installing a backdoor and stealing gigabytes of confidential files. The second charge is for extorting the company for nearly $2 million for the return of the files and re-victimized his employer by causing the publication of misleading news articles. The third one is a wire fraud charge, and the fourth count is for making false statements to the FBI. All these charges condemn him to a sentence of up to 37 years in prison. Nicholas thought that with the information he had managed to steal, he could become a millionaire. But he did not consider that cybercrime can be traced. Any company that entrusts information to its employees must take care of data access and monitor the insider threats. Companies must treat their employees well and offer them a good working environment so that there's a fair employment relationship. However, in the end, each employee decides what to do with their position. Some employees risk their life by stealing business information, and others choose to follow ethics and earn a living on a daily basis. What kind of employee are you? See more interesting videos in our alternate channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new video updates.